Hi, can everybody hear me now? Oh, I am so sorry. Okay, let's just start this all over again. I think it just switched. Hello, if you're watching me. Sorry about the late start. We'll probably have to edit it when it goes out. I'm sorry, I had the wrong mic. But welcome to Basement Chronicles Live. You can hear me now. Thank you, Rebecca. Thank you, everybody. So, it's my birthday. I'm here. I'm grateful for life, grateful for everyone who's here listening. God has been good. And I think at 49, there are just a couple things. Thank you, Harriet. Thanks for that heads up. I really appreciate it. There are a couple things that I've learned, over the last couple of years. And I wanted to share just a couple of them this morning. That's what the show is going to be about. But a couple updates from me. We're late because an hour later, I decided to just like sleep in a little more. It's my birthday after all. And at midnight, I was saying that. Thank you, Harriet. I was saying that I got together a bunch of people for what I call the upgrade, a praise and worship experience. Guys, there's something about worshiping at midnight that is powerful, that is life-giving, that is joyful. That's all of the things, right? And so a couple of us got together. And if you're interested, we're doing the worship, the virtual worship again tonight at midnight and also on November 2nd. So October 31, November 1, and November 2. And believe you me when I tell you that, yes, being born on October 31 is special. And I'm like, I am just taking my right. That's the day I was born to do something for God. So going forward, we're going to be having the upgrade on those 3 days every year, God willing. That is the plan. So make sure you join. I've just put the link in and you can just sign up. I'll send you the link. It's a it's a Zoom meeting. So you can keep the cameras off and come and worship God. Come and spend some time with him. It's just so powerful. Come and you will see what it's about. So that's why I spent the opening minutes or the first hour of my birthday, and it was wonderful. It really was. Next update is, you guys. Hey, Ramona. Good. Hi, Tricia. Tricia was on the call last night. You guys, my book drops today. I wrote this book called Worship at Midnight, and you can get it on Amazon. It's on Kindle. It's in hardcover. And it's also on paperback. The paperback is also available from today. Thank you, Ramona. Ramona says on Instagram, happy birthday, blessings, Chica. May he cover you under his wings. Thank you. I so receive that. So you can go over to Amazon and check out the book. If you are on Kindle, you can also get it there. The only thing is I wrote it as a devotional, right? And so that means there's room in the book, there's space after every day for you to write what God is saying. Because I'm so sure that I can crush on and boast about the power of the Holy Spirit to show up in your life. I am so sure he's going to show up. I left room for him to talk to you. Okay? So go get the book on Amazon. And then the other thing that happens before I get into my 3 deep and not so deep things that I've learned over the last couple years, now that I am 49, all of 49 today, is that my podcast resumes today. So you can go wherever you get your podcast. Episode number 33 is out. It really is. And it's called Lessons on My 49th Birthday. This one's not very long. But the podcast is almost at like 5,000 downloads right now. Like, I'm grateful. I love this. We're doing greater things with it in the future. And just grateful for my team. Grateful for the people who are helping me with this, the podcast editor, now my social media person, and all of those things. Like, thank you. And thank you to my followers as well. Now, let's get into what I really wanted to talk about today. Do you take time on your birthday to reflect on you guys see the streamers in the back? This is from last night. Like, we were just having a ball. Some cameras were on, some cameras were off. Like, that hour was just powerful. Let's just put it that way. Thank you, Tricia. Tricia says, Lisa, blessings on your special day. Thank you so much, you guys. Hey, Linda. Hi, how are you? Thank you for the birthday greetings. You guys, you know what the first thing I have learned over the years? Not to bother with people. Jesus is the answer. When I used to work at Good Life, I had this side job, right? I had this side job as a what did we call it at the time? The person who just like front desk assistant, that kind of thing. There was this young girl Life was not going very good for her. But all the time she just come like, Jesus, take the wheel. And she would say it in jest. Jesus, take the wheel. Jesus, take the wheel. I'll never forget her saying that over and over, even while life was just a train wreck for her. But that is, for me, that is my reality. That's the biggest lesson. Not to bother with what anybody else is doing, right? True peace and power and joy that comes from having a relationship with Jesus Christ. I didn't say everything was going to go fine, but there's something about having a font, FONT, like a source from which comes the way that you approach the world. And I should know, because for a lot of my life, I suffered from clinical depression. Clinical depression is not, I have the blues today. Clinical depression is get your butt to the doctor. They're going to put you on medication because you can't seem to come out of yourself. It's too dark. You was not aware of last night's session. Okay, Ramona, I actually put it in the, if you want to sign up, and let me put it there again. You can go sign up. I think it's still open. You can go sign up for the upgrade, it's called, because God is upgrading us. This is an upgrade. An upgrade is when you become better than you were before, and you stay that way, like you're no longer on the same level. And even for some people on the physical, the practical and literal level, some people have never worshipped at midnight. I had a friend who I invited, and she's like, I have never woken up at 2 o'clock in the morning, because it would have been to her time. She's like, the only time I wake up at 2 in the morning is to go pee. Okay. So even for people like that, it is life changing. It is an upgrade, and so many other things happen. But I digress. Come out tonight and let's this. There she is. She just actually joined. The person who said that the only time she wakes up at 2 in the morning is to pee. Anyway, you guys, back to my story. So that was it. I should know about, okay, what really is important at this time. I've been through clinical depression, and it really was like, what is happening? I always describe it as falling into yourself and not being able to come out. Like the bottom just comes out. Like, how do I come out of this hole? How do I climb out of this? And those years of clinical depression, I was away from home, and home is St. Lucia. If you're listening and you hear a strange accent, I was away from home, and having to do life, yes, with the support of my family, but having to do life as a young adult on my own, and it was difficult. And I used to look at life like, okay, is this what my life is going to be? Like always on medication. I had so much potential. How was I going to navigate life with this depression? Because I just couldn't see myself, and I had to get on medication. I had to do all the things, see the counselor, see the psychotherapist, all of the things. And then finally one day, I think it was a process. Thank God for a praying mom. And one day, I think it was back in 94, 95, it got really bad. I had to leave school for a while. And then I came back. In the year 2000 is when I made that commitment, gave my life to Jesus Christ. And it can seem very humbling. Everybody's having a good time. And okay, here am I worshiping at midnight. What am I doing? Why don't you just be like everybody else? What is this thing? What is this mystery, this power, this very interesting phenomenon and mystery of Jesus Christ? It is. And that's the first lesson that I've learned. You know what? Don't mind what anybody says. No, Jesus is really the answer. That I don't care. I don't care what platform I'm on. He makes everything possible. Every other thing in your life, every other thing is possible when you have that connection and when you do things from his perspective, right? Here's the second thing that I've learned. And this one is not that deep, honestly. Here's the second thing that I've learned. No one can want something for you as much as you want it for yourself. And you cannot want something for other people more than they want it for themselves. What do you think of that? Have you experienced that in your life? I've come to that conclusion because, yes, Harriet said, yes, right, Jesus is the answer. I've come to that conclusion about what people want in life and what their motivation is. And you having as a friend, maybe even as a family member, even myself, being in business as a coach, people have to want things for themselves. And at some point, if you recognize that people are set in their ways, you can only provide inspiration, you can only provide avenues for people to grow and all of that. But I think there are some people who love the chaos and are not willing to go the distance. I will never forget this story that really encapsulates for me that point of my second thing that I've learned so far is yes, you can want it for other people, they'll not want it for yourself. And secondly, and I'll talk about the two parts of that point, that nobody can want something for you as much as you want it for yourself. But back to the story of like when I was losing a lot of weight, I remember going to, we had like a church function or something. This is up here. And let me take this off. Yeah. Thank you for the birthday greetings. Thank you, Peter, for saying that. Good morning to you here, it says. And I'll never forget, oh, how did you lose all of this weight? What did you do? Whatever. The minute I began to say to the lady who asked me what I had done, immediately she just started hurrying me up. She didn't want to hear anymore. You know why? At least she was honest with herself. You know what? No, I can't do this. I can't do this. And we just went on to a normal conversation. And I had to realize that's how most of us are. Most people are not willing to go the distance for what they want in life. If you want something, you have to be willing to work for it. And when you really recognize whether somebody wants something or not, whether they show up to do the work, whether in spite of the hurry and the frenzy of let me put out all the things, let me do all that, are you there when it comes to implementation? Do you want it bad enough for you to show up and be uncomfortable and make the sacrifice? Not many people. I'm telling you, not many people are going to do that. And here's what I had to realize about that. You cannot judge people because, Lisa, there are areas in your life where you should be trying harder and perhaps they themselves are crushing it. So then you recognize, okay, I'm not going to try super hard if you don't want it as bad as I want it for you. It's not going to work. It doesn't work as a coach. Definitely not as a coach. It doesn't. You have to want it badly for yourself. Now, here's the second thing that I've come to realize. And at 49, there are parts of my life that are just lonely because there are not many people doing what I do. There are not many people with the grit, but nobody wants it as bad as I do. And I've come to recognize it's not a badge. It's not something to be ashamed of. It just is. You cannot expect people who don't have your dream to support you at the level that you support yourself. Does that make sense? Hey, Lady G. Hi, how are you doing? So what does that do for me? Let me give you an example. It frees me up to just love on my people and not have any expectations. So, for example, I put out my emails. If you're on my email list, you will get the emails. I don't expect everybody to show up, but I have a friend who is never going to show up to those kinds of things. She is never going to show up. And you know what? She doesn't want it as bad as I do. It's my dream. It's okay. We have to learn to free people, and just that lesson, like, it's okay to be lonely in your journey going after what you want, because after all, you are the one with that vision, not everybody else. Just that mindset, it helps me not to expect too much from people. By extension, I have learned not to expect too much from me either. That's why I stop. That's why I stop. You give only as much as you can give. And the sooner we recognize that about people is the better we are going to come along. Like, what it also does is boundaries. Boundaries. So if I know this is how far you can go, I am not going to bring certain things to the table. After how many years walking with you or being a friend, and so that's where you stop. It's all out there. You have access, you have all the things you do, and you're still doing the same thing. Okay, then let's deal on a certain level, but I'm not going to try too hard or expect you to show up. Thank you, Veronica. Thanks for saying that. She says, happy birthday here, right? So that's my second lesson. My second lesson is nobody can want something for you as bad as you want it for yourself. So I was on a call, a mastermind this week, and somebody asked the question of the person who was teaching the call, how do I get somebody like you? How do I get somebody who will support me and walk along with me? And I've always been curious about that question because a lot of people want to do great things and are waiting on others to push them. Let me tell you, when COVID started, I don't know if you guys have been, you guys remember, I had this, I should probably put it up today, you know. I had this poster that said, no, seriously, opportunity is staring you in the face. That was when I came to the realization that this pandemic was an opportunity for me to pivot, for me to work hard, for me to double down and have some lead time so that when they said to me, come back to the office, I would have options. And so all these posters, as I was putting out whatever, I was literally speaking to myself. But you cannot expect somebody to want it for you. You cannot expect people to just come and to help you if you are not helping yourself. So when I heard on the call that, you know, a fellow listener in the program was asking of the teacher, how do I get somebody like you on my team? I was like, that's the wrong question. The right question for me, I never ask, how do I get those people on my team? Maybe that's why I should probably ask that question. What do you guys think? But here's the thing, start to push the car. Start to push your own car, and the help is going to come. People will be attracted to the love with which you do something and with the care with which you approach it, and they're going to be interested. You know, I'm seeing that kind of play out for me right now in terms of, yeah, I've been doing this on my own for so long now. Now there's help. Now there's somebody to do this. Now there's a team. Things are happening. And I'm like, that would never have happened if I sat in a corner and said, where are my people? Where's my two-man? Where's the person to help me do that? No, get up and push the car yourself. Help is going to come, but you have to start. It's your dream. It's nobody else's. And you cannot blame anybody if they don't support you. And that's just life. Like, you'll send out the emails, you will reach out and so on. People usually have to see traction before they jump on board. And you cannot. You cannot. And I've caught myself many times and said, no, 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 you're not going there. You cannot say, don't worry. They're going to see me. Don't worry. When I get this, then they'll come. Stop the bitterness right now and understand that you, like every other human being who's doing it to you, you yourself are like that. You yourself look at things that other people are doing and you're like, oh, no, that can't work. No, I don't believe in that. It's not your dream. But when you see it beginning to bear fruit, everybody, including you, is attracted. And so give people room to just be human. Okay. All right, you guys. So that's my 2 lessons so far. Here's the third one. Woo, this one's a bit deep before we just go all out funny. My fourth one is very funny. Okay. Here's my third point. Sometimes people are going to leave without explanation, and it's okay. Oh boy, what did I say? Sometimes people are going to leave without explanation, and it is okay. You know why it has to be okay? Because all of this is in your mind. Without explanation means that you don't have any idea what happened. You have no idea why a relationship might have ended, whatever it is. And they don't give you the reason for closure, the reason for the separation, the reason for the silence, the reason for no longer reaching out. I have a friend who went through such a separation and for the life of her needed to have closure and never did. And it affected that person for a while. Like, I just need to know why this person left me, why they're no longer in relationship with me. And it became very clear after months upon months, this person was not coming back into the relationship, that like the person who they wanted to hear from, and they tried to force it. And you cannot force these things. You know what? At that time, when people, number one is to recognize, I always remember this saying from Acts of Faith by Ian Levanzant. And she says, people come into your life for a reason, a season, and a lifetime. People come into your life for a reason, a season, and a lifetime. And it could just be that that season is over. And I think processing loss, mourning for a while, but recognizing this might have been a seasonal relationship, and you take what you can from it. You move on, you remember that person fondly, you release them in your heart. You need to do that. You cannot afford to hold on to doors that were not closed. Close that door yourself. If that person has long left you at the doorstep, close the door, turn your back, and go in a different direction. The other thing that I've learned about that point is this. When these things happen, you don't know. You've got to give yourself and the person the benefit of the doubt. And giving yourself the benefit of the doubt is saying, you know what? It could just be that that person had to be dealing with their own stuff and they could not. You giving yourself the benefit of the doubt is saying, it's not fair to me that I don't know why this person left. I am not going to take on blame that I don't know is mine. Move on. I did the best that I could considering what I know or don't know. I'm going to continue loving on myself. And I feel like there's a part where we mourn people. And I think it's necessary. You mourn, MOURN, you mourn the loss of the relationship, the loss of it could be anything. It could be a client, it could be a friendship, it could be even, which is more complicated, let's face it, a lover, a partner. That also happens, maybe even a child. But there's a period of mourning that's okay. A period where you are wondering what happened. I miss you, or what happened that we're no longer in relationship. That is okay to mourn it. But what I've realized is if you don't make the choice to close that door that has been closed for you already, that open door is going to start to dictate everything else that you do. Close the door, because the draft is still coming in. As we see, the air is still coming in. The feelings are still coming in. The expectation is still coming in. So you're not able to enjoy other blessings or go look for other opportunities or go look for other partners or go look, because that door is still open and you're wondering how are they going to close it. So that's it. That's the third lesson. And y'all thought I was deep. Oh, let me tell you the next deep one. The last one. You guys are going to laugh, okay? What is the fourth lesson that I have learned? 49. Here's my very the deepest lesson that I've learned. My fellow Instagrammers, YouTubers, LinkedIners, all Facebookers, watch radios. The last one is laugh a lot. Oh my goodness. The last lesson I've learned the last while, pardon me, laugh a lot. Now, the joy of the Lord is my strength, and I hope it's yours as well. There are people who are joyful, and I don't even know if they laugh. Like, laugh a lot. Better lighten up, because this ain't getting any better. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for the birthday greetings. I've learned that. I've learned to really double down and give a good laugh, a belly laugh. Okay. Find things to laugh about. Like the last while, I don't know if you guys know this girl on Instagram. Her handle is at Elizabeth is funny 7. Guys know who she is? Man, this woman, I think she's a Haitian immigrant. And the way she presents her memes and her reels, I just crack up all the time. But we need to lighten up. It ain't that deep. You need to have a good laugh. Call your friends and laugh. Call your partner and laugh. Like Hillary and I go, just things we remember from back in the day. Laugh a lot. That makes life, gives essence and sauce to life. But this girl, she has this thing like, she's an immigrant mom dealing with American born children. We all know, I mean, my kids are most of them Canadian born. So it's the same situation. You come with all of the things that you consider have to be done from the Caribbean. You have to say good morning. Hoi, yo, 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 yo. What about your hair? What's going on there? Okay. So she just did one on Halloween where the child said that she they were going out for Halloween. And she has this like this signature move, they call it. And she's like, never, never. Y'all go see this lady. Go at Elizabeth is funny 7, and the 7 is in the numeral. She is just funny. And in the last while, I have learned no matter is what is going on, laugh a lot. Find the joy in life. Loosen up, lighten up. It's not that deep. God is on your side anyway. So these are my 4 deep, life-changing lessons. So you guys, thank you for joining me today. I'm taking the day off. I cleared my calendar. All my clients just, was so understood. So I'm grateful for that. Grateful to be walking and calling, to have followed God, to have heard him, have relationship with him, to kind of buck the trend, to not be in a job that I hated, but in one that I love, as a speaker, a coach, a writer. And I mean, you have to become, last thing is, you have to become a fruit inspector. That should have been something. Hey, Rochelle. Hi, how are you? Thank you. Thank you for saying that. And you have to become a fruit inspector. What do I mean by that? Is your relationship with God bearing fruit? What is the fruit of it? And you test everything by that. Become that person who looks at life and be like, am I moving up? Am I moving away from what I wanted to do? Am I bearing fruit? And that is how you have some sense, or it might be one indicator of whether you are walking in calling and whether you are walking in purpose and all of that. But I'll leave that for another day. So thank you for being here. Don't forget, like, if you want to join our nightly session, we meet again for the upgrade tonight. So the links are going to be there in the chat. You can go sign up there or just DM me. I'll send you the link. You can still get in. We're doing it tonight at midnight. That's November 1 and November 2 at midnight again. So 1 hour powerful worship. And I hope you come. So don't forget as well, my book is out. Worship at Midnight is out. Let me put that up on the screen. So good thing is you can now get it in paperback as well as Kindle and in hardcover. On amazon.com.ca.co.uk. All the things. You can get it there. And check out my latest podcast that dropped today, perhaps condensing everything I spoke about today. But check out the entire podcast. We're over 5,000 downloads now. So I'm grateful. Thank you for being here, everybody. There's going to be a replay of this live stream at 4 p.m. MST. No, that would be, I think, what time is it? Is it 4 p.m.? Or anyway, look out for it. So you can watch it again and again. See you tomorrow. This time it will be at 6 a.m. MST, which would be 8 a.m. EST and AST. Bye, everybody. Thank you for the lovely birthday wishes. Take care. See you.